nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. What's up and happy Friday night indeed, my friends. So thank you very much for joining me here for my very first game to show you of Legends Untold, the Great Sewers. So we're going to be playing the introductory adventure, The Adventure Begins. So there's going to be full spoilers for this adventure. Just want to warn you about that right up front. So why don't we get down a little bit closer to the table and start the... My team consists of 3 heroes. Taking the guard position in the rear, we have the laborer, Manfred. Up front, we have the scout, the gutter snipe, LeBeau. And then in the middle, we have the follower, Abigail. Alright, so we have the party here. No light is lit. If it was, that one side would be up. No light is lit, and we're right here in the middle. We get to choose where we want to go. And so this will be moving around the table. You'll see as we make the tile map grow. So there is 3 symbols here. 2 of them are identical. These 2 indicate ambient light. This one, darkness. So we're going to have our scout figure out which way, and I think we're gonna exit. We're gonna exit to the right, and that means we're going to have to draw a card. Let's see what we get. The drain room. So you see the footprints. That's where we're going to be coming into this. So we place this somewhere like this. You can do it any way you want. Want that water to be straight, or maybe there's a narrow turn here. Now at this point, I don't think we're going to sneak, because sneaking takes an extra time, and we don't have a lot of time, which is represented by our deck. We don't have a lot of time right now to find this goblin hermit, so we're not going to be sneaking, which would have given us some bonuses. And I can see by the drain room that it has a 10 difficulty for ambience. So we're going to have to make a roll and see what we score to place us on our readiness chart. Rolling 3d6. Alright, so that is good enough to score, but we didn't score 4 points or higher. You always want to try to get 4 points or higher. So let's see what that's going to put us on the readiness chart. That places the party between 0 and +3 right here at bold. And now we discard one of the event cards to symbolize the time we spent, but we do not look at it. Now let's take a look at this drain room. The first thing we notice is as we enter that there's an obstacle here. We're going to have to deal with that obstacle before we even enter the rest of this area. But once we do get into that area, we can see that it contains also a foe, as well as a barrier. Behind the barrier is a search zone. And there are also 2 environmental icons showing here of insect and gas. We're going to add a search token behind the barrier over here, just to remind us that there's something here that has not been searched. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is move the party marker onto the new card right here, and then we're going to have to deal with the obstacle. Drawing the top card off the obstacle deck, we find Icy Blackness. Alright, so Icy Blackness is a trial. In fact, actually it's a basic party test. This means that each party member must pass one of the 3 tests on the cards in order to resolve it. There are 2 modifiers on this ability. First adds a flood environment icon into the room. The second means the party would have gained a +3 if they were alert. Unfortunately, they're bold when scouting, and so cannot use that modifier. The three options to avoid this are Balance, which uses the Grace attribute, Swim, which uses Brawn, and Climb, also uses Brawn. Manfred opts to try to swim across. And there he goes, rolling a 10 with his 3 Brawn, gives him a total of a 13. With that, Manfred was able to brawn his way across. LeBeau decides to use his Balance and get across on the slippery edge. And we got a 14 on that roll. 6 and 6 is 12, and 2 is 14. We had a +3 because of the Grace, giving us a 17. Now that is not only a success, my friends, but that beat it by 2 or more, which means it is a critical success, which means that another party member will not have to take the test. That's right, LeBeau was able to just help Abigail over. And now Abigail won't have to take the test. This did, however, end up taking up 1 time. So that 1 time coming from our event deck unfortunately means we only have 1 time left. And we don't even know what we missed. Well, next we're going to have to deal with the foe. In order to find the foe, we will go through the adventure deck and draw a card until the foe is found. A sewer adder. That is not a foe. That is a trap, a booby trap. Oh, next is loot. Old sewer torches. So this is actually going to be held over on the side, because if we defeat the foe, then this will be our treasure. Ah, a foe, as indicated. A lizardkin watcher. Watching you. Alright, so let's put this here for the moment and see what's going to happen. Now remember, if our readiness had not been at bold, if we had been careless, then we would have triggered the booby trap. But because we were bold, we did not. Now the party gets to check for surprise. Now the surprise test is worked against the foe's alertness rating. And as we see right here, the Lizardkin Watcher has a 12 for their alertness. They came in through ambient light, so they're not going to get any bonuses or negatives, just a D3 roll. Alright, so here we go. We got 6, 9, 10, 11. Like I said, we have no bonus on this roll, so that is going to fail. And that means that the party is going to be surprised by this hiding Lizardkin. This gives all heroes a disadvantage, which is a -2 on their rolls, and gives all the Lizardkin an advantage of +2 to their rolls for the engagement round. We can see that it has 3 health, so I'll just put these 3 out here to remind me how much it has. This is determined because right down here, for a 3-player game, the icon shows that there are 3 of them. They have 1 health each, so 3 health. The slash after the 1 shows the breakaway, when the Lizardkin will run away from combat. In this case, when there is only 1 left, it will attempt to retreat. We get to go first because we have a range attack, and whenever a party has a range attack, they get to go first even if the monsters, foes, have a range attack also, unless a card or effect says otherwise. So we have 1 range attack with our party, and that is LeBeau. So LeBeau is going to take a shot. Okay, I forgot it's a -2. Okay, because we didn't sneak in as well as we could have. So right here we got 6, 9, 10, 11. And 11 minus 2 is 9. So if we come over here and we take a look at our combat chart for the rough bow, we're going to see that 9 falls in between the miss and the advantage hit. Falls in between that 8 and 11. So that means it's a miss. I'm not happy about that. Are you? Now the bow has to roll to see if he got hit by the Lizardkin's ranged attacks. Alright, so let's see. We rolled a 10. But we also have to remember that advantage is in for the Lizardkin. The Lizardkin have an advantage right now. So that 10 actually becomes a 12. Now, looking at the table over here, we see that 12 is an advanced hit. Now, whenever the monster gains an advanced hit, that means that the next monster to strike will automatically have it. But they don't stack on top of each other, so right now that didn't work in their favor. The next Lizardkin is going to shoot at Abigail. And we got a 9. 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1 is 9. Now, there's a plus 2, because the advantage is still held. So that's an 11. Which makes that another advantage. Once again, if they didn't already have it, you see how this would have been stacking and just like a dominoes effect. Now the last Lizardkin is going to be throwing his spear at Manfred. And this is an 8. So with the plus 2, that's a 10. So that's a miss this time by the Lizardkin. Alright, so the Lizardkin Watchman did not do all that great. Only they succeeded in hitting, so to speak, with advantages, not with an actual strike. So now the rest of the team is going to go to close out this first round of combat. Now, LeBeau started it with the bow, then the Lizardkin went with their ranged attacks, and now Abigail is going to make an attack with her rough spear. And in order to start things off, she is going to use her skill of teamwork. This is a combat situation for reverse strike, because that removes disadvantage from your next attack. So she won't be at the disadvantage, which is great, because they don't need any more disadvantages than they've already gotten. Now, before we get ready to roll the 3d6, keep in mind that the party is going to be gaining a +1 for the melee combat against the Lizardkin. 5, 6, 6, and 6 is 12. Now with that +1, since it's a melee attack, that's a grand total of a 13. And a 13 on the spear is a strike. Unless otherwise stated, all weapons are going to do 1 damage, so that kills one of the Lizardkin Watchers. Manfred is going to make an attack with his worn axe. But before the forest laborer does that, he's going to activate his Fey Companion. He's going to activate the bottom one, Buzzing Gnat. Gain an advantage for your hero's next attack. So we're going to exhaust that like that. Now, since the surprise at the beginning, the party is at a disadvantage. So this advantage is going to cancel that out. And we got a 10. Not that great. +1, that's an 11. So that shows that this axe has hit with an advantage. That means the next player up will start with that advantage. But that itself is an actual miss, not a strike. Would have had to have been at least a 13 to get that. So the first round of combat is over, the engagement round, and now let's move on to the second. The party doesn't have any weapons to change to, so they're going to be continuing with their same attacks. There are 2 Lizardkin Watchers left, and they're already engaged in melee combat with the heroes. So they're not going to get any ranged attack this turn, but LeBeau will. Alright, so LeBeau is going to be getting a +2 thanks to the advantage that Manfred set him up with at the end of Manfred's attack at the end of the last turn, granting the next player in line the advantage. So let's see. Oh, let's see here. We got 4, 8, 13. We rolled a 13. Now with that +2, that's a 15. So as you see here, 15 not only is a hit, 13 was a hit. 15 is a crit hit. So that means that the next player coming up is going to get an advantage on their attack. Now, since every hit does 1 point of damage, we know that that means that another one of the Lizardkin have been dealt with. So for Manfred's attack, he has advantage thanks to the bow, and also the Lizardmen are susceptible to melee attacks. Remember that there is that +1 against them for melee attacks. And with the Bloodlust, he's going to turn that advantage from a +2 to a +4. So we're looking at a grand total of a +5 on this roll. Four, 1. So we get a grand total of a 9. Now with that +5 total, because of the advantage, the Bloodlust, and the weakness, so to speak, that the Lizardkin Watchers have, we are looking at a total of a +5, and that is a 14. So a 14 is a strike. It's 1 less for a critical, but that is a strike, doing 1 damage. That means that the last Lizardkin Watcher has officially been dealt with. So we have this dealt with, and the loot that we uncovered is ours. So we're going to keep this off to the side, and we are going to put 3 supply tokens on it, as it says. Add 3 supply tokens to this card. Discard a supply token to gain light until the rest phase. Discard a supply token to gain light until the rest phase. Discard this card when it has no supply tokens on it. So we're going to put 1, we're going to put 2, and 3. Signify that we have 3 old sewer torches. Sweet. Alright, now that this location has been dealt with as far as obstacle foes and discoveries, all that stuff's been resolved, we can search it. Now, there is a barricade up over here. We don't have to deal with it. We could bypass it, but there is something searchable on the other side of it. So it might be worth it. Alright, so let's take a look at the top card. And we have Major Sluice. A large stone gate blocks the passage ahead. Built to retain water, the mechanism is sealed tight at the moment. Let's see. Mend, solve, and swim. So only one member of the party has to attempt this, and Abigail's going to be the one. Mainly because Abigail has a matching skill which gives her mastery, a skill and a talent that she has not used yet. Her inventor skill, to be specific. So now Abigail is going to have a +2 because she matches the skill, and we have some light thanks to those torches. So now, because she has mastery, she is going to get to roll 4 dice instead of 3 and get rid of the lowest one. Get this over here, give us a little room. Ready? That would be minus that one, which gives us a 12. 12 plus the 2 gives us a grand total of 14. And as we saw from here, for mending, she needed a 12. And this is going to cost us 1 time. So yeah, that's going to cost us 1 time, which means we only have, I thought we had 1 left before, so we have 2. We had 2, now we have 1. We have 1 left now. This is also leaving the party in the bold position. Now we get to see what was behind the barrier. And we see that it is a ripped sewer map. Discard to gain +2 on your next scouting test. Excellent. Like having that. Alright, with only 1 card left, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to do a quick search of the area that was behind the barrier. So this means that we're going to be drawing the top 3 cards of the adventure deck, but we're only going to be resolving loot and booby traps. That's it. No monsters. So let's see what we get. We got a Lizardkin Rider. So since this is a creature combat, we're going to get a chance to ignore that. And let's see. A full wineskin. Discard for +2 on your next grit will test, or discard to heal 1 hero for health. So this is a possibility. And put that there for the moment. And final card to resolve is unfortunately a trap. Fire trap. You feel the floor shift underfoot. Hear a crack of shattering glass, and an explosion of flame fills the air. No bueno, mi amigo. That is not good. Alright, let's fire an explosion, huh? Let's see. Alright, so fire trap card says that the scout and each hero in the center of the party gets to take a damage. So this game does damage a little bit differently than most do. There are no actual hit points. Your damage is run by the cards in your hand, so to speak. So we're going to have to flip over one of them, like Inventor, for our follower. And our gunner snipe here, LeBeau, is going to flip over Silver-Tongued. So no access to that. Alright, so LeBeau has a grace of 3, so that's going to be a +3 on these dice. So 5, 5, 10, +1, 11. That makes a 14. So that's a critical success. So yeah, criticals in this case are really cool, because this means that LeBeau gets to pick somebody that won't have to take the test. Like, LeBeau passed the test so well that was able to assist to a degree another player, another hero, that gave them an automatic success. So we're going to say it's Abigail. We're going to say that LeBeau helped Abigail out. Manfred has a grace of 1, giving a +1 on this roll, with a difficulty of 11. Alright, so we got 6, 7, 8, 9, with a +1 on top of that is a 10. So that is a fail. Okay, we're a little lucky so far, if you want to call this luck, because Manfred still has 1 untapped skill. So we're going to be able to flip that, show that he's taking the damage. So as Manfred pats out the fire, we're able to switch this to the open icon, showing that it has been searched. I'm sorry, just to clarify, they had gotten drained by the attack. This should have been exhausted. Now that we've finished the scouting phase, the adventure phase, and the exploration phase, let's move on to the rest phase. The party doesn't have a lot of time, quite literally, so they're going to choose a basic camp to heal their wounds. If they had spent 2 times, all heroes would be healed from everything, but they don't have the time to do that. So all exhausted cards become unexhausted. And ready again, like so. LeBeau is going to use the full wineskin in order to fix this, heal himself up. And that's just going to leave 1 party member wounded, which isn't ideal, but I think I can live with this. Let's see what happens next. Well, I'm not a big fan that the only exit is through a dark corridor. So I think I'm going to change the party. I think I'm going to change up the marching order here. And remember, we've already finished our rest phase from the last turn, so the torch is out. So as you see, the new order, I'm going to have Manfred in the front as the scout. In the back, we're going to have Abigail as the guard, and LeBeau is in the middle of the party. No time to waste means no time to sneak. So let's see what we find next. Workman's Mess. This is where we're coming in from. So let's put this down. Like so. taking a look at this card, we see that there is an obstacle and there is a discovery. All right, let's see how Manfred does scouting. Got 3 dice. Coming in from darkness. 12 better. That's not good. That is a 5. That means that our readiness... We do not have a torch. Our readiness is careless. That's going to hurt us. All right, so moving between locations is going to take time. So it's going to take 1 event card. We have 1 event card left. So we are going to have to resolve this event card, which is Major Flood. All right, this is actually very lucky for us because this event is only going to take effect if we are in a location that has a flood marker. If we had been in the drain room, this would have been a problem. But we got lucky here on this one, so we can disregard this. So we have no cards left in the event deck for a time, so this is going to be removed from the game, and these 3 will be shuffled away as well as you can shuffle 3 cards. Try not to pay attention to which card is where when it started, so you have no idea which card is where when it ends. And you're going to place these back out. And now, Manfred will see what the obstacle is. Thick fly swarm. And here we go. This is a trap, as it says, and we came in careless. So there's no way that we can avoid this trap. So each one of our heroes is going to be taking 1 damage. Manfred is going to flip over Furious, while LeBeau is going to flip over Inventor. Abigail will flip over Teamwork. Now let us see what this discovery is. All right. And we have a steaming pile. Oh, that doesn't sound nice. So one party is going to have to make a roll in this curiosity. This is table test. And let's see what it is that we score. So this is a reason, we get a +0, or if we have a spot, reason -1. Manfred will opt to take this challenge. Now, he has a matching skill here, along with the curiosity, which gives him mastery. And mastery, if you remember, is cool, because we don't get to roll 3 dice, we get to roll 4. So let's give ourselves a rolling area here, and take a look, and see what goes down. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left from that then. And that 9 with the +2 is 11. And unfortunately, 11 or better says, ouch! That pricked me. Take a poison, and then take a damage. See, what really stinks about being poisoned is any damage that you take after you're poisoned, instead of being exhausted, becomes drained. So the effect reads poison and then damage. So we are going to drain the Fey Companion. And the reason I do this is because this tunnel is marked with a plant symbol, a fungus symbol. If you remember, if you looked at it, right there. So that's going to work in my advantage a little bit, because my fungal expert gives me antidotes. So that won't be happening again for right now. Well, there is a barrier here, and we can see that we have a barrel blockade. But you know what? I'm going to pass this by, because we don't really have time. We don't. We're running out of time. We've already lost time, literally lost time. I think we're going to pass that by. I think it's quite obvious. We are going to have to spend the time to camp in order to recover. However, I still don't like spending that 2 times. But look at this. LeBeau's exploring ability has Plan Ahead, which allows the expenditure of 1 less time. So those are still going to cost us time. It's only going to cost us 1 instead of 2. So here we go. I'm going to discard this. Now remember, 1 has already been used up, thrown out of the game. So that's going to leave 2 more after this. Well, 1 more, and then the bottom one is going to be triggered. Now going into the 3rd round, this is going to be their order. With Abigail scouting. We have Manfred in the back guard. And in the middle, we have LeBeau. Now, because they rested, they're each going to get to heal themselves. So, for Abigail, she's going to heal her teamwork ability. For LeBeau, he's going to heal his inventor ability. And it's kind of weird to say it like that. And we're going to go for the Furious ability here. But there was also something that happened during the rest that I forgot to mention to you. And that is Abigail. Her Believer ability, the bottom one, Lend Aid. So she's able to exhaust this. And that will heal the Fey Companion. So although 1 talent is exhausted, our team, our party, our heroes are ready to go. Actually, this is still exhausted because it was used after the resting period. So the party is going to sneak into the bright area. And they're going to use the Ripped Sewer map, which is going to give them a +2 in the next scouting test. And the final is the Driftwood Trap. This is what we're coming in here. So you can put this like that. Why not? So coming in from bright light gives us a target number of 8. And don't forget that we have a +2 for sneaking and a +2 for the map. So let's see what these dice are going to get us. 16! With a +4, that's 20. So that beats by more than 4. And that's awesome. This means that we are alert. We rolled 4 or higher, more than we needed. That's like we haven't been fully alert this whole game yet. But that is going to take us 2 time. So we discard this. And this is the last one, so we're going to have to resolve it. And that's a sewer hatch. Now, under normal circumstances, I would probably think this is really great. Because it's going to offer us a chance to go back to any other location card and use it as a campsite. But we've gotten this far. We're running out of time. Because now that this has been handled, this card is going away for good from the game. Just leaving us two cards that we need to shuffle however it is that you shuffle 2 cards. And place that out. So this card here is showing that we have a foe and a discovery. Foes are resolved first. So let's take a look at the foe that we might have. Is this a foe? A unique foe. The Newcomer Knight. So for a party of 3, there are 2, and they each have 2 health. So put this out. Represent 1 of the Newcomer Knights, and then another 2 to represent the other Newcomer Knight. You'll also notice that they are -2 to be hit for melee or ranged, and they do 2 damage when they hit. You'll notice up in the top that they have a 10 for being surprised. So for our sneak test, our surprise test, we have a +2 because we're alert, but we're at a -2 because we're coming from intense brightness. So unmodified D6. 14! That looks like, yep, 14. So we beat that by more than 4. So all our heroes for this surprise round are going to have an advantage. Alright, so I think LeBeau is going to go And he's going to use his Hunter ability of Deadeye to ignore negative ranged modifiers. Right there. That ignores the -2 bonus, leaving our Gutter Snipe still with a +2 bonus. So let's see what it is we roll. So we got 5, 9, 10, 11, 12 with the +2. That's a 14, and a 14 is a hit. Not quite a crit, but as you see, 13 and 14 is a hit. Nice. So one of the newcomer knights is going to lose health, and you know what? I think Manfred's going to move in and try to finish that one off. Manfred's going to activate the Bloodlust to turn that +2 advantage into a +4. Now, since there's still a -2 for him to be able to hit the newcomers, that brings it down to a +2, which I'm still happy with. Oh. Okay, that's not necessarily all that good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is not what I wanted to see. I made a mistake. So there's a +2, so that would put it at a 10. So that's pushback. That's trade blows. Not my mistake. But Abigail has an ability to be able to help with her assist ability. Play with another hero's melee attack results in a trade blows, which it did. So she can actually turn that into a hit, which means that one is finished off. So Abigail now is going to take a shot at that one remaining newcomer knight. So we have an 8, -2 is a 6, and 6 puts us at the pushback. Now the pushback means that the next hero to attack is going to be at a disadvantage. Second round of combat. So the heroes have lost their surprise. Obviously, as always, we are starting with the ranged attack. So it looks like LeBeau is going to be at a -2. Also a -2 for range. Total of a -4. Not liking this. Let's see what LeBeau can do. Oh, that's absolutely horrible. Rolled a 1. So 7 or less not only means a miss, but also means someone in the party got hurt. LeBeau's arrow flies and misses its mark, hitting Manfred. Not good. He'll say goodbye to Furious. Abigail is going to go for an attack herself. She's at a -2 with the melee. So let's see what happens. Alright, so rolling a 13, right? We have a -2. So that's an 11. And we see that falls into 9 to 12, trading blows. So I'm going to flip over the last of her health, right? Her talent. But we're going to do 1 to that newcomer knight, alright. Manfred's Fey Companion's going to activate Buzzing Gnats to cancel out the disadvantage of that -2 with the +2 from the Fey folk. So now let's see what we get. So 4, 6 is 10, and another 4 is 14. -2 is 12, and that is a strike with the axe. Woohoo! The last newcomer knight has been dispatched. Now, as we are fully into the room, let's see what gets drawn. The Goblin Hermit! A misshapen creature leaps from behind a rocky outcropping. Tell me why you are here, he demands. Ooh, okay. So, one hero must test either Intrigue Charm with a +0 or Bluff, which is a charm at -1. And we're going to be seeing what we get here. Okay, let's check this out. Well, first of all, I can see from right here that if we give up a loot, then we're going to get a +1 on our roll. This guy likes a bribe. And we still have the sewer torches, so might as well give that up to get the +1. Alright, so Abigail has a 2 charm, and we have a +1 bonus because we gave him a gift, we gave him the loot, a little bribe of the torches. So now we're going to have to work against this chart. So let's see how we do. So that's an 11. We have our bonus of +3. So we easily made the first level attempt. And according to the quest, all we needed to do was meet and resolve the Goblin Hermit. So we have officially finished this quest. But you know what? Let's just have a little fun and roll again and see if we can maybe, oops, sorry about that, and see if we can get up a little higher level. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with our bonus. So we did make the next level as well. The next one is 16. I'm not going to bother really trying that. But because of this, he did find everything reasonable with our diplomacy and our gifts. So he warns us about scouting ahead. Warns us about the way coming up. So we're going to get a +2 in the next scouting test going into the next adventure. That's awesome! And that's it. So we did finish. We accomplished the first mission out. The introductory adventure. The adventure begins. So now it's just time to actually start the sewer campaign. Well, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am out of here.